Monetization strategies have not only become more pervasive, but also increasingly manipulative, employing psychological tactics to exploit players' vulnerabilities and encourage compulsive spending. Game mechanics are often designed to create a sense of artificial scarcity, urging players to make impulsive purchases to avoid missing out on exclusive items or limited-time offers. Moreover, the use of randomized loot boxes preys on the human tendency towards gambling-like behaviors, enticing players to spend more money in pursuit of elusive rewards. This gamblification of gaming not only undermines the integrity of the medium, but also poses serious risks, especially to vulnerable populations such as minors and individuals with gambling disorders. The homogenization of game design not only stifles creativity, but also perpetuates harmful stereotypes and tropes that marginalize underrepresented groups. By adhering to established conventions and avoiding topics deemed controversial or unconventional, developers reinforce existing power structures and exclude diverse perspectives from the conversation. This lack of representation not only alienates players who do not see themselves reflected in the games they play, but also perpetuates harmful stereotypes and biases. Moreover, it limits the potential for meaningful storytelling and cultural exchange, depriving players of the opportunity to explore new worlds and experiences outside of their own. The commodification of gaming culture has transformed the medium into a battleground for corporate interests, where creativity and artistic integrity often take a backseat to profit margins. As developers and publishers prioritize marketability over innovation, they resort to formulaic approaches and safe bets, stifling the creative expression of developers and limiting the diversity of experiences available to players. This focus on profit-driven game development not only undermines the artistic value of games, but also threatens the long-term sustainability of the industry. As players become increasingly disillusioned with the lack of originality and passion in modern gaming, the prioritization of graphical fidelity has created an arms race where developers compete to push the boundaries of technology at the expense of gameplay innovation and optimization. As games become increasingly demanding in terms of hardware requirements and development costs, smaller studios and independent developers are often left struggling to keep up. This leads to a market dominated by big-budget AAA titles, which prioritize spectacle over substance and rely on flashy graphics to mask their lack of depth or innovation. Consequently, players are inundated with visually stunning yet ultimately shallow experiences that fail to leave a lasting impression or engage them on a meaningful level. The erosion of community values has fractured the once unified gaming community, creating echo chambers and tribalistic factions that alienate and exclude those who do not conform to prevailing norms or ideologies. Toxicity and harassment run rampant in online spaces, driving away marginalized groups and perpetuating a culture of fear and hostility. Moreover, the rise of extremist ideologies and groups within gaming communities poses a serious threat to the safety and well-being of players, especially those from vulnerable or marginalized backgrounds. It is essential that steps are taken to combat toxicity and promote inclusivity within gaming communities, fostering a safe and welcoming environment where all players can feel valued and respected. Additionally, the prevalence of pre-order bonuses and exclusive content has created a culture of consumerism that incentivizes players to purchase games before they are even released. While pre-ordering was once a way for players to show support for developers and secure a copy of highly anticipated titles, it has now evolved into a marketing tactic used to drive sales and lock players into purchasing a game sight unseen. This practice not only places undue pressure on players to commit to a purchase without adequate information, but also rewards publishers for prioritizing marketing over quality assurance. As a result, players are often left feeling disappointed and betrayed when games fail to live up to the hype generated by pre-release marketing campaigns. Furthermore, the rise of games as a service has fundamentally changed the way players interact with and consume games. Rather than purchasing a complete and finished product, players are now encouraged to view games as ongoing experiences that evolve and change over time. While this model has the potential to provide players with a more dynamic and engaging experience, it also comes with inherent risks and drawbacks. Games as a service often rely on a constant stream of updates and expansions to keep players engaged, leading to a never-ending cycle of content churn that can feel overwhelming and exhausting. Moreover, the shift towards games as a service has led to the commodification of player engagement, where players are treated as a source of revenue to be maximized rather than individuals to be entertained. Moreover, the increasing corporatization of gaming has led to a prioritization of shareholder interests over player satisfaction. As gaming companies become increasingly beholden to shareholders and investors, they are forced to prioritize short-term profits over long-term sustainability. This pressure to meet quarterly financial targets often leads to rushed development cycles, incomplete releases, and a focus on monetization strategies at the expense of gameplay quality. Consequently, players are left feeling like they are being taken advantage of by greedy corporations, more interested in padding their bottom line than delivering a satisfying gaming experience. Additionally, the rise of influencer marketing has blurred the lines between genuine enthusiasm and paid promotion, leading to a loss of trust and authenticity within the gaming community. Influencers and content creators play a significant role in shaping public opinion and driving purchasing decisions within the gaming community. However, the increasing commercialization of influencer marketing has raised concerns about transparency and disclosure, as influencers may not always disclose their financial relationships with game publishers and developers. This lack of transparency undermines the integrity of influencer marketing and erodes the trust between influencers and their audiences, leading to skepticism and cynicism within the gaming community. Furthermore, the evolution of gaming hardware and platforms has introduced new challenges to the gaming experience. While technological advancements have enabled developers to create increasingly immersive and visually stunning games, they have also fragmented the gaming community and created barriers to entry for players. The proliferation of exclusive titles and platform-specific features has led to a divided player base, where certain games and experiences are inaccessible to those who do not own specific hardware or subscribe to particular services. This fragmentation not only limits the potential for cross-platform play and shared experiences, but also reinforces the perception of gaming as an exclusive and elitist hobby. Moreover, the increasing monetization of game development has led to a decline in quality assurance and testing, resulting in a rise in bugs, glitches, and technical issues at launch. In the rush to meet release deadlines and maximize profits, developers often prioritize shipping a game on time over ensuring that it is polished and bug-free. This ship now, patch later mentality has become increasingly common in the industry, leading to a proliferation of day-one patches and post-launch updates as developers scramble to fix issues that should have been addressed during development. As a result, players are often left frustrated and disappointed by buggy and unstable releases, leading to a loss of trust in developers and publishers. Additionally, the rise of streaming services and cloud gaming platforms has raised concerns about ownership and access to games. While streaming services offer the convenience of instant access to a vast library of games, without the need for expensive hardware, they also raise questions about the long-term viability of game ownership and preservation. As games become increasingly tied to online servers and subscription services, players risk losing access to their games if a service shuts down or their internet connection goes down. This loss of ownership not only undermines the value of games as cultural artifacts, but also raises concerns about the future accessibility of games for future generations. Furthermore, the rise of games as a form of entertainment has led to an increased focus on metrics and analytics as a measure of success. While data-driven decision-making can provide valuable insights into player behavior and preferences, it also runs the risk of reducing games to a series of quantifiable metrics that prioritize engagement and retention over artistic expression and creativity. This emphasis on data-driven design not only stifles innovation and risk-taking, but also perpetuates a culture of homogenization and formulaic game design. As developers become increasingly reliant on analytics to inform their design decisions, they risk sacrificing the unique vision and creative voice that made gaming such a diverse and vibrant medium in the first place. In conclusion, the decline of fun in video games is a complex and multifaceted issue driven by a combination of factors, including the increasing corporatization of the industry, the rise of influencer marketing, the evolution of gaming hardware and platforms, the proliferation of bugs and technical issues at launch, the rise of streaming services and cloud gaming platforms, and the emphasis on data-driven design. Addressing these challenges requires a concerted effort from developers, publishers, regulators, and players alike. By prioritizing player satisfaction, fostering creativity and innovation, promoting transparency and accountability, and advocating for consumer rights, we can work towards creating a gaming industry that values fun, creativity, and player enjoyment above all else.